Hi, I'm Michael Hagedorn, and the question I received was how to create Nebaris with both deciduous and conifer, also young tree and old tree, using techniques like this one, which is an air layer. Let's jump right into it.
I'd like to share three main methods of creating Nebari on old and young tree, starting with young trees, just setting them up for success. Number two is air layers and ground layers. And number three is filling in holes in Nebaris on older plants using approach grafts. This is a trident maple that was created by an air layer. Here's a fun trick. This piece of fabric is called a geodis, which is a type of weed barrier. And if you were to place a young tree's trunk in the middle with the roots arranged radially, you would have all the roots at the same level, and the plant would be prevented from growing roots down, which is what tends to prevent taper in a trunk. As soon as you get something flat, you not only create a Nebari, but you also create a root flare at the base. So from maybe a side view, here's your geodisc, and some people like to put a little mound of soil here, and then the seedling on top of this. And this area here ends up becoming an initial flare, and your Nebari is out in this area, and your trunk is here. So this is an older plant. This is a red maple, and you could attain this root structure with that geodis technique. One of the interesting things about the geodis technique is that you can put your tree actually in a deep pot, and the geodisc forms sort of a false bottom, so to speak, to create and assist the fusing of the roots all at the same level, kind of like what you could attain in a shallow pot. Here we have several Japanese maple seedlings that have been threaded through holes that were drilled in this white tile. Now this is totally fake. The tile would be buried in the soil by at least an inch so that we can get some roots growing. The idea behind this is to create roots all at the same level. And as you can see, as the plant has been growing over the last year or so, we're getting a little swelling here down at the base. This one here has not filled out the hole that was drilled, but it will next year. And then we're going to have some roots that start initiating. Again, this is underneath the soil, on top of this tile, all at the same level. It's going to be really wonderful. And this whole area here gets full of roots that are fusing. Which then, once we have a fused root system, we begin to develop roots that come out from the outside. It's a wonderful way to create a connected series of trunks at the root base, as these deciduous trees often do. Air layering and ground layering, they're great ways to start either a deciduous or a broadleaf evergreen plant, but they all start in the same place, which is removing a ring of tissue all the way down to the xylem, down to the hard wood. Got to take all that away, and it starts with a knife cut. And after you've removed the tissue, it should look something like this. You can see that big circling root down there is a great reason to start a new Nebari a little bit higher. Next steps are to take your hormone and apply it to the top edge of your cut, not the bottom. That's not where the roots come from. They only come from the top. And then you take some wet sphagnum moss and you apply it all the way around there, nice big layer. And you tie it on with a bit of raffia or maybe some cotton thread, something that will decompose. I have a geodisc down there, which will prevent the root systems from combining. We want to keep separate root systems. Much easier to cut this thing off if you have a separate root system. And then the last phase of this project is to surround that ball of moss with soil. You can either use a pot that you cut into a plastic pot, or in some climates a screen like this can work. And then top off with a complete layer of sphagnum moss. I didn't do that here so we could see the soil. All this is resting on that geodisc. And then put your plant in full sun, or whatever sun is appropriate for the plant. And after your plant has been sitting there for about a year, you might see some roots coming out, like this one here at the bottom of that screen. So all the previous ones were ground layers. This is an air layer. The technique is the same. You may have seen some air layers created with plastic bags. I don't prefer that technique because I think they create very tangled root systems, and also it's hard to take care of the plant afterwards, whereas a pot like this, it's quite easy to fertilize and to water once you have roots coming out. Here's an overview of approach grafting in order to improve a root system. This is a maple. I apologize, many of my examples today are of deciduous trees, but if you have a pot-grown black pine, for instance, the technique is same for those. First, we take our seedling, and if there is a large taproot, cut that off with a concave pruner, leaving roots above that, all of the same level. And here's a seedling after cutting. When you're done trimming the roots, it should look something like this. Then we take our prepared seedling and slip it into a groove that we have carved into the base of the tree where there is a hole where we want some roots to grow. And next, I recommend taking a drill with a very skinny bit and drilling a hole through this very skinny little seedling, which is a bit tricky, but it will prevent the seedling from splitting when you pound a little nail into it, which is the next step. So here we are with our skinny little nail, and it has a little bumper on it. That green thing there is rubber, and when you pound the nail in, it prevents damage to the rather delicate seedling. The nail keeps the seedling from pushing itself out of the groove as the seedling grows. Be sure you've been sort of spraying these fine roots with a mist as you're working, and the final step is to chopstick in some very small soil into the root system. And here we have another plant. This is a Stewartia, and the approach grafts have begun to fuse there at the base, and so we have put some tourniquets above, which are these twisted wires there, which gives the plant some indication that we want it to focus on the roots and not on the top. And here is the same plant. We're in the last phase of the approach grafting adventure, where we cut off the top of the shoot, the foliage part, and we leave the roots, of course. It's a good idea at this point to leave a substantial layer of sphagnum moss on top of these fine roots as they try to get established over the next year or two. And later you can dig down and figure out where your Nebari actually is.
So there you have it, a quick overview of Nebari creation. This tree here is a styrax, and it was created by an air layer. Congratulations, Oscar, on your 25th. Thanks for letting us be a part of it, and hope you have another solid 25. Cheers, everyone.